Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas. This is how to create a survival horror game in Unity, and welcome to episode 22. In this tutorial, we're going to create a new scene and we're going to focus on something called terrain. So, a terrain is basically something that enables us to kind of mold and create a world, but whether you want to use it as a world or not is entirely up to you. So don't forget, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon as well, stay up to date with every tutorial still to come in this massive series, and with that in mind, let's get to work. So, as I said with a terrain is a really cool object that we can use in Unity and do many different things with it. So let's create a new scene, so File, New Scene, and let's go to Game Object, 3D Object, and then down here you'll see Terrain. Now, terrain is huge. Compared to every other object we've used so far, it's huge. There's no real set where you should place a terrain, and there's no set where you should have the size of a terrain. But by default, if we go over here to this settings icon, you'll see the terrain size, if we go down here, is 500 by 500. Now, this may not seem a lot, but it is relatively big when we have our character or controller, whatever, on here. I'm not going to change the size because there's no point, because all we're going to use this for is just a bit of an opening sequence. It's not really something we're going to play around in, but that doesn't mean to say that we can't reuse this terrain and the assets to create a world to walk around in. So by default, I'm going to leave these objects, rather these settings as they are on this terrain object, because there's no need for me to modify them just yet. I'm going to go through each of these options at the top though and modify what we have here. So the first one is a way of raising and lowering the terrain. And what I mean by raising and lowering is we can create, for example, mountains and or hills. So if we go to this first brush here, you can see, there we go. So all I've done there is hold down the left mouse button and dragged it upwards, and you can see that happens. It looks a little bit unrealistic if we pan around and take a look, but you know, this is just something we're playing around with and learning here. So obviously that's not something we'll keep. So hold Control, press Z to undo. We can obviously select different brushes, and if we just click, you'll see that we have the same sort of thing happen, but on a much lower scale. So clicking just does that. And the size of it is always determined by this opacity right here. So if we increase the opacity, it gets higher. If we decrease, it becomes much smaller. You can barely see the one I've just done there. Obviously, brush size is the brush size. You can see it's much larger. So if you have a large brush and you have massive opacity, you will end up with big bumps like that. So although we use the same tool here, the same brush, this one is much bigger than this one. Now, next one we'll move on to is this next one, which is paint height. And all this does is we set a certain height, let's say whatever it's set at now, and it will only raise it to that height, even though we have our left mouse button clicked down. Another great way of doing this is changing the height of the overall terrain itself, because if we go back to the first one, to lower terrain, we hold shift like it says here. So if I select this, hold shift, I can lower this terrain back flat, but we can't make a dip in the terrain. To make a dip, we need to go to this one, the paint height, set the height as whatever you want, obviously 0 all the way down the bottom is where it is now, and you can change it all the way up to 600, and that 600 is dictated here by the terrain height in the settings, which again I'm not going to change. But if we go here and change it to, let's say 15, and click flatten, this will flatten the whole terrain out right there. So now we can actually go back to this, hold shift, and create a hole in the terrain. So it's always best to work out where you want your terrain to be first and foremost by going to the paint height, going to height, setting it there, and clicking flatten, because obviously you've seen everything has now disappeared. So we could theoretically go back here and just create our little section. So I'll do that right now. Let me change the opacity to be about 20, create just some little bumps. I don't want anything too silly. And I'm going to, around the edge, create a couple of mountainy, well, not mountainy, but larger kind of hills. So we can see that looks a little bit crazy here. So I'm just kind of clicking and moving like so. Now it looks very jagged indeed. And this is where the smooth height tool comes in. I've always found the smooth height tool to be best used with these first 4 brushes. And what they do is they smooth out all the rough and ragged edges that we see just here. So we could decrease our brush size to probably around 50, keep the opacity to maybe 50 as well. What we need to do then is drag our mouse over, and you can see it does smooth everything out that we can see. So if we change our angle and smooth everything out, it looks less jagged, less rough. It doesn't look so ugh. And obviously the higher the opacity, the more smooth it becomes and the more flat, and just best to play around with it and see what you can come up with. It looks a bit messy right now, but I am rushing through this, remember. I'm not taking the time. You should absolutely take the time to make sure you get everything right. So you can see now our terrain is slowly coming together. You can also do it down here. Let's increase the brush size, increase the opacity. Let's flatten all this here, just so it's not too lumpy and bumpy. And there we go. And next along, we have this paint texture. Now, this is a way of actually creating the image on the terrain. So, for example, a grass image. And what we'll need for that is a texture. So I'm going to drag and drop this grass texture into Unity right there. You can get this on the website. Head on over there, downloads and assets, survival horror, and tutorial number 22. So click on Edit Textures, Add Texture, and drag and drop this grass into here. And click Add. And it will give us a nice grass texture. Obviously, these aren't really grassy bits here, but we'll deal with them at another time because we may not necessarily have to do it, because the idea of what I'm going to do with this is add some post-processing to make it look creepy and eerie, which the color of this may not matter in the long run, but we'll see. We can add more textures if we want to by clicking Add Texture, doing the same again. I'm not going to add a normal map to this, again, because I think there isn't much point, because we'll get to that in just a moment anyway. Next one along is the paint trees. So this is a way of creating trees on the terrain rather than having to manually place every single tree. And obviously to do that, we'll need a tree in our project. So I'm going to go to our assets here, right click, create, folder, and we'll call this terrain assets. So in terrain assets, I'm going to bring in 2 things. I'm going to bring in this tree, and I'm going to bring in this grass. Once again, you can get them on the website if you head over there. And it'll take just a second to bring that in. And it's the tree we're going to use first, because this tree is going to make us able to actually create a bit of a wood or a forest. So click back on the terrain, click on Edit Trees right here, and click Add Tree. And if we go into tree 001, we can drag and drop this tree onto here and click Add. So next tutorial we'll add some more trees as well. So we're not just going to stick to this one type of tree at the moment. We're just using this as the example to get this tutorial up and running. We can set our brush size once again, tree density right there. I always like to have the height randomized, and this little bar here dictates how random the trees can be. So if we have this section all the way to the top and this section all the way to the bottom, if we were to place some trees here now, they would vary quite drastically. As we can see, that looks a little bit over the top. So you're going to want to make sure your randomized height is much closer together rather than what it is here. So I'm going to undo that, and then I'm going to drag this to about there, and then this to about there. So although the height will be randomized, it won't be as glaringly daft as our first bit. So we can place loads of trees down. There we go. And same as always, we can actually hold Shift and delete trees. So if we reduce our brush size, we can actually make a kind of a hole in the middle of the trees, so we can do that. We can make it a bit better. There we go. So that's how we can place trees down. Obviously, down here we have some more color variation. It's up to you how varied you want your color. If you go all the way to the top, it can make some trees look a little bit too black, and if you go all the way down to the bottom, they can make them all look the same color, which isn't quite right, but it's something you should probably play around with and see what you come up with. Next on the list is this one right here, which is paint details, and this is where that grass texture comes in quite nicely. So if we go to our terrain assets again, and then click on edit details right there, and click add grass texture, we can drag and drop this grass into here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be grass, although it's called add grass texture. It doesn't have to be grass. It could be flowers, it could be small plants, it could be anything really. We want our healthy color to be kind of a nice green color, and the dry color I always like to have as either very light green or a white. And we can set our width, our height, everything here, so minimum and maximum. Generally, I do like to change the minimum height to be about 0.5 and the maximum height to be 1. So what this means is that we can change how tall the grass actually is. 1 would be its actual size here, 0.5 would be half of it, 2 would be double it. You don't want to have these two varied once again, because you'll have bits of grass which are huge and bits of grass which are rather small. Although you probably want them at some point, don't mix it together in one single texture. So let's click on add, and then if we zoom in, we can set our opacity. Let's set it as 1, brush size as 100, and then we can set the grass texture just by clicking anywhere. And if we zoom in, we can see it right there. And if we go to the settings again, and you'll see grass tint, we can select this color, and then if we set it as white, you'll see how the grass changes from that weird kind of off dry brown color to something a little less awful. So heading back to the grass texture, and if we zoom out, you'll notice the grass disappears. It doesn't disappear in game. All that's dictated by is the detail distance. So if we zoom in and just paint our grass everywhere where we need it, this is pretty much where we'll be able to run our cutscene. So I'm going to make the cutscene kind of like in the woods, and we come across this creepy cabin, and there's fog and all kinds of stuff. So what I would recommend you do at this point is work with your terrain. If you want, find more assets, more grass, trees, whatever, and just work with it. So last thing I'm going to do is take the main camera, and I'm going to bring it to in the middle of the woods so we can see what it actually looks like when we press play. So let's bring it up to here and bring it just here. I think it needs to go down to the ground a little bit more. And turn it around 180, and let's press play. So we should be able to see the grass kind of flowing. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what I mean by having the grass size randomized. So if we head to our scene view, while we're still in the game view, click on the terrain, head to the paint details, edit details, and then go to edit. And then let's change the minimum height from 0.5. So let's keep it 0.5. Let's have max height as 5. And now already in the scene view, you can see that looks a little bit crazy. So I'm going to click apply and head back to game view, and we can see what that looks like. Looks like a sea of some kind. But again, that is entirely up to you if you want it to be that way. There's no right or wrong in game development, really. It's something that you develop yourself. So this is how it is looking right now. Again, it's not something I particularly like, having the grass like that. So what I'm going to do is change it back to something a little bit more realistic. So edit, and we'll have that as 1. And then click on apply. And I'm going to stop that there. and then head to my settings, and the last thing we'll play with is the wind settings. So you saw that was quite wavy and flowy. If we change the speed down a little and bending down a little, it doesn't look quite so wavy, as we should be able to see now. So you can still see it moving just a little bit, but it's not as crazy. So if you could imagine this being our wood, how we're going to set all this up, you can see where we're going to go from here. So next tutorial, what we're going to take a look at is we're going to make this scene foggy. We're going to build some post-processing effects into it to make it kind of a bit black and white and creepy. We'll start building up this scene and see where we get to. We'll probably deal with wind zones as well. So guys, until that next tutorial, you build up your terrain, play around, see what you can do, see if you can get some more assets if you want to. If not, I'll provide them in the next tutorial anyway. So until then guys, thank you very much for watching.